That's enough of that.
That's
enough
pretty
of
much
that.
it. Our theme song for today.
I
That's
I
right.
have to say I don't really feel that way. That was just the best song I could find.
I think you might. I think there's a little inkling in there. I think there's some down deep. There is. Well, welcome everyone.
Yes,
Hey.
gosh, we have a studio full here, and we do not have a large studio, so
No, we
we're
don't.
having to share microphones and share headsets and share chairs and share laps, and you know, it's really cool.
It is a lot of fun.
Good. Starting at my extreme left here, I don't know if anybody can see it on the video or not. This will go up later. The video will on the KLIX-AM, but we have Bill Coffey. He's Bill Colley from Delaware, and he will be the new talk show host. He'll be the new top story host. What's that?
Here's the coffee.
All right, there you go. Bill Colley likes coffee. Then we have Kelly Carlson. He goes by many AKAs, and over the years.
As soon as the law caught on the one, we adopted
That's
it.
right. See, I know.
Yeah,
I
that's
hear
how
you.
that works.
Now, Kelly predates me.
I know. I was
Keep
surprised
Radio.
he was still alive.
I know, right?
So am I.
Yeah, we're all surprised.
It's a miracle.
So he goes, when did you start at Keep?
1962.
There you
All
go.
right.
I was
wow.
at the tender age of
Yeah,
16.
There you go.
Oh,
So you
my
started
goodness.
the same age I started in 1969.
There you go.
There you go.
So, all right. So it must be, I don't know, in the blood or something.
Mhm.
And then, of course, everybody knows Doug Mon. Hello, Doug.
Hello there,
Doug
Kelly.
Mon.
You started in radio kind of around that same time. When?
A little bit after you did, I started at KTFI in the
Right.
spring of 1970, and you and I were doing not competing shows because nobody could compete with you.
No.
But we were both doing 7 to midnight
Yeah.
across town from one another.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
And of course, everybody knows Doug probably mostly from KMVT because you were there a long, long time.
For about 18 years, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Wow.
goodness.
So now you're with you're the PIO for College of Southern Idaho.
Indeed, and pretty happy about that.
Yeah. We'll
Can we
go
say
into that a
with-
little
yeah,
later.
Say it with more feeling.
Yeah,
Doug.
right.
There you go.
Yeah, everybody should have a PR job.
He brings us donuts once a week.
That's true.
It just doesn't get any better than that. Then, of course, we have Penny Main, who works here now
Right.
as our sales representative.
Right.
And you started back then. When did you start?
I was 4 years old.
Yeah, right.
I was actually born on a turntable. I swear I was, because my father was in broadcasting,
That's right.
for many years.
Everett, Maine.
Yes,
Yeah.
my dad was Everett, and so I virtually was raised at Cart Radio,
Yes.
in Jerome, Idaho, as a very young kid. So I was actually on the air with my father when I was 8 years old.
Oh, my God. And that was what year then?
And you
That
stick,
was
you stick with the
1994,
Penny. Don't
right?
tell him, Penny.
1982. But yeah, and we were all laughing the other night because we, Doug and of course we've all been friends for a long time and didn't realize till we got to talking that all of us jocked the show at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to midnight. You were on Keep Radio, of course.
Right.
Doug was on KTFI, and I was on Cart Radio, which is how you and I first met.
Yeah.
At same time, it's just amazing, and here we all are, still
In the same
standing
in the same
up.
room. That's right.
Yeah,
No kidding.
yeah. So
Yes.
it's great.
Then, of course, beside
Oh,
Penny
yeah.
is
yeah.
Jill. That's right.
Yes, good morning. Yes.
Thank you, Jill, and good
Yeah,
morning
yeah.
to
Yes,
you.
thank you. And I did radio for 6 years with you. It'll be in
That's right.
February.
God bless you, my child.
I know, exactly. I started, I was very young, and now I've aged
6
dramatically.
years, is that all?
I know. I'm like Obama. I've aged dramatically.
Really?
in 6
Amen.
years. I know. And then we have.
Then we have Brad Weiser.
I feel like such a spring chicken.
Oh,
you
yeah.
are. You are, believe me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
started in 87.
Yeah.
87, and actually working with you at Keep.
Yeah.
Right.
You're one of the first people that helped me out here at the state. As a matter of fact, you gave me my first piece of advice when I first walked in the door.
Oh Lord, what was that?
He said, leave.
Yeah.
And honest to God, true story, he said leave. And here I am 20-some years later, still working with you.
That's right.
Until after today, of course.
Yeah.
And what are you doing retiring at 62, by the way?
Well,
Come on.
whatever I want to. Let's
Come
just
on.
put it that way. No, I have lots of stuff, and I'm not going to stop working. I have a little voiceover studio, and I like photography, and I like ham radio. If you don't know that by now, you've never listened to the show. I've got plenty of hobbies and stuff. I've got grandkids that are scattered all over the Northwest, so I'm going to visit them more often.
You've got to
and-
find them.
I know. Well, I have 4 of them in Montana that I hardly ever get to see. So I hope they're listening this morning online. So at any rate, so this is it, this is it. The reason I called you all here
Yes.
is that I think a lot of people like to know the history of broadcasting and how things have changed over the years. Now, when we first started, there was Keep, there was Cart, there was KLIX, and KTFI.
That was it.
That was it. Now, Al Lee at Cart put KFMA FM on the air
Correct.
in what year? That was the first other than KTFI, which dates back into the mid part of last century when they had an FM.
Right.
And then they dropped it for many, many years. But when did Al Lee put KFMA on?
Yeah, in about the mid 1970s, about 1970, and he'll have to correct me on this, but about 1975, I believe. Q, would that be about right?
I think it was earlier than that.
I think
about
it was.
72.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was okay? So it was a little bit earlier.
We put K96 on in 74,
Okay.
and
That's
KFMA
right.
was already on.
Maybe about a year before then. So it was KFMA, which then eventually became Mix 103, of course.
Right.
And so, but that was the really the start of FM stations in this area in
Well, and
the
then
early 1970s.
We put KEZJ on in
Right.
1976.
There you go.
And
Which was easy listening at the time.
it was, well, that's
right?
why
Yeah,
KEZJ. We
EZJ,
called it
yeah.
Easy 95, see?
Mm-hmm.
So, oh gosh, I remember that. And I did news on it. I helped put it on the air, and then it was kind of like elevator music, really. It was easy listening. And I did a...
No, it's not, Jill. Now.
It is true.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed a bit.
But then since then, I mean, back then when we started, there were 4 signals on the air, and
Right.
now there must be 25 or 30.
Oh, easily.
When you look at the low powers and
Right.
and all that stuff. So things, my goodness, the pie has really been chopped up into many pieces now.
Right.
So-
Well, not to mention the technology.
Well, that's
It's like-
another thing.
That's what I mean.
I know.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that
Right.
too, because back when I started, they had just started using the little, what looked like 8-track carts.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were only 2-track because
Yes.
one side had the tones on it for the cues and the other
Right.
side had the audio. But people would come in and say, "Oh, you guys play tapes in here?"
You're right.
Yeah, right. But those had the commercials on them.
Right.
And all the records, of course, were 45s or LPs.
Yes, they were.
And I've often said that the control rooms in a radio station back in those days were much more impressive than they are now.
Oh,
They are.
absolutely.
Yeah, because you walk in, even in this one, we got an audio board, we got 2 screens and a computer.
Right.
And what's so, I mean, you find that in anybody's bedroom now.
Right. Where's all the tape decks, the
Exactly.
reel-to-reels?
You had to have at least 2 tape decks, big reel-to-reels, at least 2 of those. You had to have at least, at the very minimum, 2 cart machines, and
Right.
3 was better, and
Right.
4 was heaven.
Right.
And so you had all that, and then you had at least 2 turntables,
Right.
which took up a lot of space. And yeah,
Right.
you'd walk into a control room back then, it was like walking into a NASA control room.
It
Wow,
was.
this is cool.
It was.
And those old Ampex tape decks would rewind at 13,000
Yes, they
RPM.
would. That's right. They would, and
Smoke
they were
flying
dangerous.
up from the
You know, the Consumer Product Safety Commission nowadays would have a heyday
They
with some of
would.
that equipment that we used back then.
Yeah.
So, and the transmitters even were huge compared to today's standards. So, I don't know. It was just,
Technology moves on.
gosh, it does. It does. And I've often said technology is going to save us and technology is going to kill us.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
so if that's possible. But anyway, I know you guys have a lot of stories and stuff from through the years.
Okay, I want to hear some stories about Kelly Klaas. Brad Weiser,
He
Kelly
already told his.
Carlson, Doug Mon, Penny Main. Come on, something I've never heard in 6 years.
Well, I know Kelly Carlson is a legend
Is that your
Oh,
nickname,
yeah.
here
Q?
when it comes
Is
to
his nickname
stories.
Q?
Some of them I can't really relate.
And he is the master storyteller.
Right.
He is.
Right.
He
And
can tell a story about you changing a tire on your car and have you in stitches. He's
You
just
do
that
have to
kind.
watch this Q, by the way, because this is kind of a family-oriented show. So
That's
be
okay.
careful.
I got my 6-second delay going
6
here.
seconds there.
Well, What kind of stories do you want?
What kind of stories you
I
got?
want the
We
dirt.
have all kinds.
Yeah.
If you go back in time, one of my stories I love to share in the early days of radio. Keep Radio was located on North Blue Lakes
Yes.
at the time.
And it was out in the country almost.
Right,
back in
it
those
was.
days.
At that time, it was the country. It's located where today Gary's Westland Hyundai's parking lot is at.
Yes.
Rob
That's
Green,
exactly
actually,
the
I
Rob
think,
Green.
yeah.
Rob Green,
Yeah.
Next
that's
to
right.
KMBT.
Yes.
Right, just south of KMBT. I started there at the tender age of 16.
Mm-hmm.
And by that fall, I'd started mowing the lawn and then doing the janitorial work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worked my way up to a weekend announcer. And that fall, it was in October. Of course, the weather had turned cool, and the building had an old coal furnace. And the owner of the place and the manager, a man named Bill Burden, said to me, he said, Kelly, would you go down and start a fire in the furnace? Well, gee whiz, I'd never really started a fire in a coal furnace, but, you know, I didn't want to look inadequate to my boss, so I said, sure. So I
Well,
ran
hold that thought. We got to go to a break.
All right.
What a cliffhanger.
We got the cliffhanger here. We got the hook. We'll be right back here on Top Story. 736-0300, by the way, is the number to call. Seven 736-0300, always the number to call here on Top Story. The final day for Kelly and Jill, and Bill Cawley will be taking over on Friday. So he's sitting behind me trying to learn the board and getting all caught up and
Yeah,
up to
because that
speed
has
and
been
stuff,
really
so.
hard for you to master all these years, Cal.
I know, and he's learning
Every
from me.
morning
Are you
is
kidding?
a new experience. Good luck, Bill. Good luck Friday. Let's hope he gets on the air.
Yeah, no kidding, no kidding. Well, I just want to mention our good friends at Canyon Pond. They got you just need to stop in there. They got guns. They got anything a pawn shop has. And if they don't have it today, they'll probably have it tomorrow because it is a pawn shop. And they are right across the street from Will's Toyota. They're easy to find. They're in the former Vickers Western store building. Jill always gives me a hard time because I always refer to things as, well, you remember, it's where so-and-so used to be.
Like 30
You know?
years ago.
Yeah.
Like, do the names
And I
ever
know-
change out here?
I know you guys
They
can
don't.
relate to that,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
Certainly.
that's the theme
we
of the
can.
show.
That's
yes.
right.
Mhm. Yes, we can. God bless you.
Nothing
Yes.
changes.
I still call KMVT KLIX-TV because it
Amen.
used to be back then, back in the day.
Amen.
You know? So anyway, so stop in and see him, tell him hi, and good people there at Canyon Pond. Okay, so Kelly Carlson is with us. He was right in the middle of a bone-chilling story of how to start a coal furnace in the basement of a radio station.
So I go down, and I'd never done this before. And so I build a little fire with some paper and wood and some coal, and it goes out in a few moments. So I look around the basement, and there's a little workshop, and I find a can of paint thinner.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, being a tender age of 16 and not understanding all these possible chemical reactions, I threw a little paint thinner in there and threw a match in, and it started burning. Closed the door on the furnace and went upstairs and turned the thermostat up. I came back down to make sure it was still burning, and it had gone out. So I thought, what the heck? And I lit another match and threw it in there. Honest to God, it was the end of the world. This explosion blew every one of those huge tubes off the furnace.
Oh my gosh.
The chimney on the roof was laying out in the backyard. Filled the entire building with black soot. People were hacking and coughing. Finally, somebody pulled me out of the basement. I couldn't even see. And I just knew it was my last day at work. But I swear to you, the owner, Bill Burden, was so grateful I wasn't killed that he allowed me to keep my job. And next day we got a gas furnace. But I'll never forget the chimney laying out in the backyard. About 20 feet of bricks in a straight line.
Oh, wow.
And your eyebrows grew back. I
They
see.
did. It took all the hair off the right side of my face.
It took 50 years, but they're back.
That is a great story. We got a caller. Top story, you are on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. Last day, Kelly and Jill.
Kyle.
This is it.
Oh my gosh, it's sad Penny May.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm prepared.
Do you remember me at all?
I want to.
Country. I
Okay.
used to work for Idaho Water Sports.
Oh, for heavens. Are you the Kyle?
That's the
Seriously,
Kyle.
I did not know that. Well, how are
Yes.
you, Kyle?
I knew you didn't recognize me when I brought the cake the other day and said hi to you.
I did not. I did
lobby,
not.
and
That
you
was
looked
good
at
cake,
me
too,
like
by the
a
way.
stranger.
I'm so sorry. But
Hey,
Well, she's a little picky on who she recognizes in public.
Kelly, I don't know why you're retiring. You're reminiscing about the old days. You've just admitted that things are easy now. You don't have to queue up the next song.
I know, but there's no
you got
challenge
time to go to
anymore.
the bathroom and eat a donut now. Why are you doing this?
There's no challenge. I got to have a challenge, That's what I'm after.
Lord knows I did
Anyway,
my best,
Kelly,
Kyle.
guys, I've loved talking to you guys and had a good time, Kelly. I'll talk to you and see you on Facebook.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate
Kyle,
the
what
call.
about me on
Kyle.
Facebook? Come on,
Uh-oh.
Kyle. Aren't
And
you
he
going to
hangs
friend
up.
me? I know. All those years I've taken grief from this man. I can't even get Facebooked from him.
Yeah.
Anyway, we appreciate Kyle always calling in, and he's been a great listener.
Yeah.
Who knew Penny knew him?
oh, gee whiz. I
You
know
know
everybody.
everyone.
That's the joke around here. She either went to school with them or dated them or
Yeah.
something. I mean,
That's no kidding.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
no, Kenny has,
Penny's the
Penny
name.
has quite
yeah.
a reputation.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Okay.
Well, going
Been
back
trying
to
to protect it, but
going back
apparently-
to the location of Keep back on North Blue Lakes, it really was. It was on the outskirts of town.
That was the edge of town.
It was, and when Ace Hansen built Hansen Chevrolet at the corner of Pole Line and Blue Lakes, everybody thought he was crazy. What are you doing building it out of town?
Correct.
And look at it now.
Right.
North Five Points used to be on the north side of town. It is now closer to the south side of town than it is the north side of town, but
True
we still
story.
call it North Five Points.
True story.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're going to have to change that. I'll have to talk to the city council, see about that.
Yeah,
We'll
right.
call it I don't know, Central Five Points or something. But
Central
it
Five
doesn't fit anymore.
It doesn't.
So, well, I'll tell you what, gosh, we have Kelly Carlson, Doug Mon, Penny Main, Jill Skeem, Brad Weiser, KMBT is here taking pictures. I'm here. We'll be right back after the break. 7360300 is the number to call this morning. I want to thank everybody who was able to come this morning. We have Bill Cawley. He's going to be the new host starting on Friday. We have KMVT is here taking moving pictures, taking talkies.
They actually have film.
Last break I said pictures, but
It's not
they're
film
actually
anymore.
they're talkies
yeah,
now. Yeah.
I mean, what's up with that? Yeah.
Wow.
We're digital now, Kelly.
Oh, I'm so old.
Did
I'm
you
Ariel
what?
Harrison, in case you don't know, she's from KMVT on Rise and
Cool.
Shine.
Hey,
And
thanks
so
for
she's covering this. So thanks, Ariel.
Then we have Kelly Carlson, who predates me at Keep, and you've been in you do the Everton commercials still, and I mean,
Still.
your voice has been out there longer than mine, actually.
Coast to coast.
Yeah,
Border
border
to
to border and coast to coast. What does that say? Wall to wall and treetop tall. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
He's as popular as Wolfman Jack.
That's right. That's
We only
right.
wish.
Yeah, don't we? Yeah.
Doug Mon, of course, been on KMBT for many years, and now and then you started at KTFI back
Did
when I
indeed.
was at
Yeah.
Keep. Penny Main is with us. You were on CART
Right.
back in those days when I
Right.
was on Keep, and Doug was on KTFI.
Or I then worked for KMVT as Director of Community
That's right.
Affairs for about 11 years.
That's right.
And then got back into radio in the mid-'90s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, everybody knows Penny Main.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever gone, excuse me, if you've ever gone downtown with her or
Mm-hmm.
anything, but you can't walk 100 feet without stopping to talk to somebody.
I know.
It's
Doug
just the
Mon
way
and
it
I.
is.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Remember
And I'm
Carl
blessed.
Hayden's funeral?
I'm blessed, yes. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Jackie Walker won't go to the mall with me anymore because it takes 8 hours
It
to go to the
does.
mall. And
It does.
I'm blessed, really.
You are,
You know,
you are.
I am so blessed.
You should run for political
my-
office. No,
I-
wait, you're a liberal, right?
Well,
No, better not.
yeah. Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. All right.
And I
then
wasn't
moving right
going
along-
to get into politics
I know you
today.
weren't, but no, my past is a little shady. I don't think it would be wise. So, moving on. But I've been blessed.
Yeah, and Kelly, I just got to say, the same statement could be certainly said for you. I've been
Amen.
in public with you.
Amen.
And just when I
Oh.
start to think I'm a big deal, all I have to do walk side by side with Kelly Klaas, and I'm put back in check, man. I see
You are.
this
It's
valley
true.
loves you, respects you.
Right.
You've been here a long time, and you underestimate yourself. You are loved, man, by so many people.
Thank you.
And if
What does
people-
that feel like?
So, what did we agree on for a price?
And if people don't know who that is, it's Brad Weiser.
Yeah.
So from KZJ and our program manager.
Well, thank you, Brad.
And he is kind of a big deal around here. I'm
He
just
is,
saying.
yeah,
he
he's-
is.
Number one radio station,
He
man.
is.
I'll tell you.
Oh, are we
KZJ.
blessed?
Yes,
We are.
yes.
Yes, we are. So.
Hey, let's take a call. Top story, you're on the air. Good morning.
Well, I'm not sure what all you agreed to. I'm sure you didn't agree to this. This is Kelly's son, Shane.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Well, thanks for calling, Shane. We'll talk to you later.
Dish out the dirt, Shane. We want to hear it now.
Really?
Here's some stories about being the son of Kelly Klaas.
Bring it on, Shane.
This is a Dr. Phil show waiting to happen.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say.
It's really an intervention. Yeah.
It was bittersweet being the son of a local celebrity. Let me tell you, there's anybody that you talk to, of course, knew him, which was the bittersweet in it. I couldn't get away with anything growing up. Everybody would just call him.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get into that later.
No, I just wanted to share a couple stories just from the backside with him on the engineering, watching growing up, the dedication. And I still remember many nights him every thunderstorm that came along, he was standing at the window looking out at the Drone Butte, waiting for that strike of lightning to hit. And of course it would, and a little temporary case of Tourette's later, he'd throw on his boots and head out the door.
Yeah, those were the days. I've always had a job I had to worry about the weather. It was either farming or engineering, and you always had to worry about lightning or hail. So,
but one thing that really stood out in my mind was when Keep Radio, and I don't know if you remember this, Dad, I was riding with you in the truck, and it was the day they signed off. And I can tell you I had never, ever seen a tear come out of his eyes until he heard the sign-off that day.
I don't remember that.
And it really just, it struck me. Just, all those years, all the memories, all of the things that came along with it. And it was, I was glad I was there.
Yeah, well.
It's kind of a special moment.
Thanks. I don't remember past last week, but, I really don't remember that, but,
And one final story was just simply us kids used to call in and mess with Santa Claus.
When I played Santa?
When you played Santa.
That was before I actually came back, right?
It was. Yeah, and Mom would have us kids call in, and we'd ask Santa for all sorts of ridiculous things up until the point that he finally realized who it was.
So that was you. Well, thank you, Shane. We're going into a break, so I'm going to have to cut you off.
All right, well, congratulations on your retirement.
All right, thanks, Shane. Talk to you soon. All right, we'll be back on Top Story.
What?
7360300 is the number to call here this morning on Top Story. Welcome back. We got some calls waiting. We got folks waiting here. We got Bill Cawley. We got John Kelly, Carlson. I call you all sorts of stuff. But over the years, you've really been known as several different.
That's right.
John
That's
Q.
right.
Kelly, Kelly Carlson, John Kelly, other things. Doug Mon, Penny Main, Jill, of course, and Brad Weiser, and myself. Before we get back to the compelling stories, there's not a lot of people right now are concerned about irrigation and watering your fields, but in about 2.5 months, it's going to be hitting the ground running. And there is a new thing they're doing now. You've heard of drones and infrared photography and all this kind of stuff. Well, Far More of Idaho flies over your fields in the summertime, takes pictures of them with infrared photography. Now, with infrared, you can see the things you can't see with the naked eye, or even just flying over with the naked eye. So you can see where the dry spots are. Maybe it's too wet in some areas. These things you don't know until you take the pictures with infrared photography. And then you can make adjustments to your irrigation system, and your yields will increase, which means that the infrared photography that they take, known as infrared barren, doesn't cost you. It pays. So I tell you what, you need to talk to them about this at Far More of Idaho, 324-3341, online at farmoreofidaho.com, and they would love to talk to you about
It's like
that.
watching The Master, huh?
Yeah.
It
Really?
is. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
Come
sorry
on.
for that outburst,
Just-
but it was so
no,
perfect.
it's
Yeah.
Classic.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, no, they hung up?
That one hung up. We got another one. Don't
Okay.
worry. Top story. You were on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Jill and Kelly. This is Bradley and Jack from Rise and Shine.
Well,
Hi,
good morning.
good
Hey there,
morning, you
guys.
How are you?
Doing well. How about you guys?
Well, we're great.
Well, we're just kind of sitting here reminiscing, you know.
Yeah, having a very nostalgic day, I'm
We
sure.
are. We are. We are.
Our last show, you guys.
Yep. The
What
last
was
one.
your favorite show together? And what was the biggest topic that made you guys fight for days?
Oh, wow.
That's a good question.
That is a
Did
good
you call in just
question.
to stump us on our last day?
Hey, once a journalist, always a
Yeah,
journalist.
That's
exactly.
true. That's a good question. What story did we fight about for days?
Well, I don't know. One that we have fought about for quite some time, of course, is anything to do with guns, you know? So,
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, my first official day on the
Yeah.
show.
Funny story. Everybody listen.
Funny story. Brad asked me, to do the show, and so for a week I was on the show, and they had to be all softball topics. I mean, I never actually even listened to the station.
Into it.
Yeah, right.
We're going to ease into it with the topics, and you being a little bit to the left. We just wanted to, throw some softballs at you the first week.
Yeah, because I never listened to this station because I was a Democrat. I listened to another station. So anyway, the first topic of my first official day, which was February 16th, 2009, was what about registering your guns? So I said, wow, you register your car, why not your guns? And the phones lit up for an hour and a half, and I left sweating. And I thought, what did I get myself into? And then the next day was abortion. So I'm like, what happened to the first week of Coffee Talk? I don't
You went 2 for
understand.
2 that
Brad.
week.
No, I was in my office yelling at my radio going, softballs, guys, softballs. This is not a softball.
Yeah, we need someone to stay, please. So anyway, that was probably the toughest day for me. I don't know what we fought about. We fight a lot about gay marriage, abortion,
Oh, yeah.
gun rights.
Well, what's that normal left-right thing, you know? So,
yeah, but it's
yeah.
always been fun, and it's been challenging. I've learned a lot, and I've sweated a lot, and usually go to the gym right after the show.
Hey, there we go. Let's end on a good note. What was your favorite moment with each other?
They can't talk about that on the air.
I have to say, all of them have been good, and I am just going to go on record right now, and I know I have in the past, that Jill is 70% of this show. Without her, I mean, people would get tired listening to me on the right, just talking and da-da-da-da-da. But Jill adds that extra stuff that gets everybody talking, like, and turning up the radio. What did she say?
It makes their eyes bleed.
that-
People would call in and
that's
say, I
right.
had to pull over because you're making my eyes bleed.
Yeah, or my head explode, or all that kind of good stuff, And without Jill, I couldn't have done this.
Well, you know what? And a lot of times we've got into it over in segments and at the breaks, but we always leave laughing. So,
Right.
it's always been a highlight of my day, and I always leave happy and laughing.
She gets here in a bad mood, and she leaves in a good mood.
I do. So anyway.
Well, okay.
We just want to call and wish you guys a good luck in the future. Kelly, it was my honor to be able to come out there and, film a little story on you and your very successful career. I know Jack and I and all the other reporters here at KMBT can only hope to have such a great career as you guys have had.
Well,
So
thank you.
congratulations to you. I hope you enjoy retirement. Jill, we're going to miss you so much. It's going to be so weird walking over to Brad and Jackie's on Friday morning and not being able to wave and come see you guys. So
That's the back of
thank
my
you.
head.
very, very
I
much.
miss you guys a lot, but Jill, we expect to see you on Tasty Tuesday here pretty soon.
Yes,
I will actually this Tuesday.
That's not it for you. You're going to be on Rise and Shine. And
Thank you.
one little plug, even for all the viewers listening, because you can't listen to Kelly and Jill in the morning anymore, that doesn't mean you can't listen to Jack, Ariel, and I on Rise and Shine.
Wow.
You guys are shameless.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
We'll send you a bill.
Amen.
Thanks
you
for
guys.
calling,
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Thank you very much.
We got to go shoot our cut-ins, but congratulations. We're
All
going to
the
miss
best
you
to you
guys so
guys.
much.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much, and God bless you and all that stuff. And by the way, Bill Colley is sitting behind me. He will be the new host, and I'm sure
That's
he's
right.
going to take it to the next level. So I have all the confidence in the world. He's a good conservative guy, and I tell you what, he's going to do great things. We'll be right back. Oh, we don't have a break. I was wondering what's going on here. I don't hear it. I don't hear it. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is beautiful.
I don't know why.
I love that.
You see
live
why I'm
radio, live radio. I love live radio.
Now you know why I'm retiring.
Yeah.
I got you a case of Ross Labs Insurance and Ginkgo biloba out there in the hall. Does that help with memory, Kelly?
I tell you what, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was
if I can say something too, and this might be on just a slight more serious side, but I mean, I think this, because Kelly works, a lot of you know that Kelly works on the engineering side of things, and I work on the operations end. So basically, when something goes wrong, Kelly and I can point fingers at each other as to whose fault it is. But I've spent a lot of hours out here with Kelly. I probably know Kelly better than I do my own family, because when things do go wrong, there's a guy, when you're out here at 2 o'clock in the morning, it'd be Kelly and myself. And and when I first started as ops manager, they put us through these ridiculous training exercises as managers, and they say, pretend your radio station is on fire, and everybody has abandoned the place, and there's one person there with you bailing water to help keep it out. Who would that be? And I have to say, for my whole 20-plus year career here, Kelly, it's been you every single time. I mean, I can't think of anybody else here that would be here bailing and throwing water onto the fire than Kelly. So I mean, I just got to say that about you, man.
Well, thanks. And the same with you. I mean, that's
true story.
We're like two half heads make a whole, So, and we've just always kind of gone together that way. So.
Yeah, and so I think it's important that everybody knows that not only are you here on the air, but you did so much behind the scenes that nobody will ever see, and you would never even open your mouth to take credit for it. Seriously.
Somebody might see it,
And was there ever a fire?
It wasn't a crime moment. I was just saying he's a good man.
And was there ever a fire?
No. Yeah, there actually has been a couple of fires.
Studios.
Yeah,
we did. We had one. You want to tell
it was in the production room.
Yeah.
And that's a funny story too. It was we had an audio board in there that when something would short out in it would send about 100 volts to the speaker, and the speaker would burn up.
Yeah.
We had that happen one time, and one of the guys that worked here ran into the other room to grab the fire extinguisher, and he
couldn't figure out how to get it
off the wall. So he just grabbed it and ripped it right out of the what do you call that, the sheetrock.
Yeah.
He ripped a big old hole in the sheetrock and got the fire. It probably wouldn't. It just smoked. It was more smoke than anything. I guess it did flame a little bit, but it would have burned itself out. But his heart was in the right place, and he was doing what he could to put that out. But that was funny. Okay, well, hey, we've got a caller. Top story, you're on the air. Good morning.
Oh my gosh, I think I've seen the first of the first. Jill was stumped on a question. I don't think I've seen that, Jill. I'm speechless.
Well, there's a first for everything, and you're speechless. That's a first too. But
hey,
it's a tough
I will be sending you a
answer.
request by the end of the day.
Thank you.
Facebook.
Thank you, Kyle.
I want to ask Bill Colley a question, and maybe stirring up a little pot.
All right.
I'm going to have to leaving because he can't handle her.
No, I don't think so. No. Bill can handle just about anybody. So you'll just have to listen and see how things go. So anyway, thanks, Kyle, and send that friend request to Jill.
I know. Come on, we had lunch together.
She was a little hurt.
I know you were packing, but we still had lunch together.
Yeah. 7360300. Top story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Well, how are you guys? This is Brian Croner.
Well, hi, Brian.
Brian.
Just want to wish you guys the absolute best. And Kelly, it's going to seem really funny not hearing you on the air in the morning. So.
Well, thank you, sir. But hey, we'll get on the ham radio and we'll yak.
Yeah, we'll blather.
That's right. We will. All right.
Thanks, Brian.
You bet. I just want to wish you guys the best. And Kelly, well, gosh, I got two Kellys sitting in there, and I got a Penny Main, don't I?
Yes,
you do. Yeah.
Is Doug still lying around under the table?
Doug is still here.
Oh, okay. Well, wish you all the best. Have a great New Year.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
I just want to say, if you remember on our talk show back about 15 years ago, my partner at that time was Suzanne Just. That was Brian's sister.
Right.
And great gal, and she has since passed on with cancer. And God, I loved her. And thank you, Brian, for that call. We appreciate that. 7360300. Top story. You are on the air. Good morning.
For that call, we appreciate that.
Hello.
7360300.
Okay, well, let's see. I'm going to move along here and take this one. Top story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly. Frank Zembic.
Hi, Frank. How are you?
Hi, Frank.
Pretty good. Hi, Jill. Gosh, a little teary-eyed this morning for you guys. My heart's with you, and I'm going to miss you guys a lot. Jill, you made me laugh. Kelly, you made me angry. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, Frank.
No, you guys were a blessing, and again, it's going to be a terrible loss, like losing a part of our lives, if you will, out here. And thank you for all you did, and be blessed in your new year.
Well, thank you
Thanks
very
for those
much,
kind
Frank.
words, Frank.
Yeah,
appreciate you listening.
We do appreciate that. Very nice words. Well, we're coming up on the top of the hour. Let's take some calls and get those done. Top story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Yes, gonna miss you, Kelly and Jill. I guess I've been kind of in the back seat. What are you going to be doing?
I don't know. You got a job for me?
Well, no, but you're going to miss you. And is there someone taking your place? Is Penny taking your place?
No, Bill Colley's going to be hosting the show, so he's going to
By
be able to
himself.
handle it.
That is a huge compliment. Thank you so much. No, I'm not. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, kind of getting back maybe to the old school, what would it take to get a little bit of swap and shop back on the air?
Oh, gee whiz. Oh, my gosh.
Brad, our operations manager. What do you think about that there, buddy?
Oh, no. You know, that brings back a lot of fond memories.
Oh.
What was
Yeah.
Oh, it was basically eBay.
Craigslist
It was
live
Craigslist.
on
Craigslist live on the radio.
Exactly.
And basically people just doing garage sale stuff on the radio.
It was great. A
brings
great
back
tool
a lot
back
of
then.
Great memories. I'm afraid that we've been eclipsed by the digital age.
I
when it
think
comes to
that's
those kind
true.
of programs, but
Yeah, we have Facebook now, and we have Magic Valley Buy Sell Trade on Facebook, and everybody is on that. So.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, that's
Great memories.
Well, on Keep years ago, I did Tradio.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it was a 15-minute program, and I always tried every day to see how many calls I could get in. You
Right.
know? And it was fun. I think my record was like 23 calls in 15 minutes or something like that.
That's amazing.
We had one lady who had a perpetual yard sale at 357 Quincy. I remember that to this day. And it was on for several years, and every day, like clockwork, she would call with these items at that address, and it was funny. So I don't know what she did when we quit doing it. But I tell you what, we're going to continue with this next hour. We got the news coming up from the Fox Radio News Network. So we'll be right back, joining us with Bill Cawley, the new host, coming up on Friday. We have Kelly Carlson, we have Doug Mon, we have Penny Main, Jill, of course, and Brad Weiser with us here on Top Story. We'll be back in the next hour. And welcome back. 7360300 is the number to call. I tell you, some of the best radio takes place when the mic is off, you know.
So true.
I always said, that would be the best show off
would
mic
be.
with Kelly and
It
Jill.
would be.
There you go.
Well, some things you just can't say. You know,
That's
I mean,
true.
you have to be kind of careful.
That is
so
exactly
it's true.
right. Now, if we were on cable, we could. but
Yes,
since
that's correct.
It's terrestrial. We can't.
Yeah.
Bill Cawley is with us. He will be the new host starting Friday. He's right behind me here, kind of observing the operation of the audio board. Kelly Carlson is with us, who predated me at Keep Radio back in the day, 1962, you said you started.
That's when I started.
Holy
Like I
cow.
said, I was shocked he was still alive.
And I know.
Hating you.
Still walking
I
up.
mean,
So
come
am I.
on. I know.
We all are.
Doug Mon from KMVT fame. You were there for 18 years. Now you're
Long
with the
time,
College
yeah.
of Southern Idaho, but you
Right.
started in radio about the same time I did.
Right.
Penny Main, been in this area in this line of work since like you say, you were born on a turntable because your dad, Everett Main,
Right.
was in broadcasting at the time, and
Right.
he had a band. Oh, I'm sorry, and then there's Jill.
Yeah, thank you.
And is Brad still here?
No, he
he's
stepped
gone.
out for a minute.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So Brad Weiser has been with us, but your dad, Everett Main, and a couple of others had a band with Holly Hoffberg.
Yes, they did. Holly Hofberg and the Buckaroos.
That's right. And Holly Hoffberg, if it weren't for Holly Hoffberg, I probably wouldn't have been in radio.
So
Yeah.
he's the one.
Yeah.
He's the one to blame. He's the one to
God
blame.
bless him.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. He was a great guy, had a
was.
great family. And he had Happy Holly's Double H Corral
That's
on
correct.
KLIX television.
Live.
Live. It
Right.
was
Black
live.
and white.
Live TV. That's
Yeah,
right. And
that-
I was on his show one
Me
time.
too.
I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and I went on. I had my little 6-shooters, strapped to my waist. Had my
Yep.
cowboy hat and my
Yeah.
cowboy boots, and I
Yep.
tell you what, I was like a king.
You were. Yeah,
absolutely.
we all were. We were lucky. We were blessed to be kids in that era, really.
Absolutely.
That was when it all started.
That's
so.
right. That's right. And Holly Hofberg gave me my first job at Keep Radio when I was 16 years old.
There you go.
And if it hadn't been for him,
Amen.
I had made it. I was working on the farm at the time, like most kids did around here. And when I hit 16, I would listen to the radio stations. And I would think, I can do that.
Yeah.
Because I had a deep voice,
That's
know.
right.
All the girls thought I was about 25 instead of 16 when they heard me on the phone and stuff. So at any rate, Holly hired me, and then I worked on Keep Radio. Started on, they had what they called Platter Party.
There you go.
And that was sponsored by Helen's Record Shop, which was in the Music
Oh,
Center
my
at the
gosh.
time. And there was different sponsors would sponsor that 2-hour program that went from
7 to 9.
7 to 9. I was going to say either 7 to 9 or 8 to 10. And a guy by the name of Larry Sass was working in the evenings from
Kelly
6.
can remember this, but he can't remember to push the buttons
That's
daily.
right.
I don't
You're
get
right.
this.
You're absolutely right.
I know.
And so he worked from like 6 till 1, and then he took 7 till 9 off, and for his lunch break or whatever, and then I would work that 7 to 9, and then he was getting ready to go to college. Right. So I was in training there, that 2-hour stint for seemed like several months. Right. Then he went off to college, and then I took over that whole shift. Mm-hmm. So and then from there, I moved to days, and it's a long, boring story from then on. But at any rate, Holly Hofberg was managing the station at the time, and he hired me, and it was shortly thereafter. And it was owned by a subsidiary of Sierra Life Insurance Company.
Correct.
We had a little field out in the back. We had about a 150-foot tall tower.
Right.
And Sierra Life Insurance needed a new building, so they built the building that is now KMVT.
That's correct.
And our little building was just to the south of that, and again right at the corner there of the Rob Green car lot.
Hyundai.
Yeah. So that's where the building's been torn down for several years now.
Right.
But that big building that KMVT is in started off as Sierra Life Insurance
That's
Company.
Correct.
Yep. And so then, I don't know, gosh,
the rest is history.
I
remember
guess.
Doug and I were working together when we moved into that building in 1986.
Right.
We had moved from the old KLIX building on Eastland and Elizabeth, which used to be the Twin Falls Senior Citizen Center, which is now no longer there.
Right.
But we moved from there to the Sierra Life, now KMVT building in 1986.
Right.
So.
And then it was a little earlier than that, 1981 or 2, that KLIX Radio and television used to be in the same building.
Correct.
Then they made a ruling that TV and radio couldn't share the same. They couldn't be owned by the same company.
Right.
So KLIX TV switched to KMVT television. KLIX Radio kept KLIX. In 1981 or 2, somewhere in the early 80s, they moved out to just north of Kimberly, where the big 4-tower array is now.
Right.
And we bought this company that I worked for. I've worked here since 1969 for 8 different owners.
Yep.
You've run them all off, Cal?
One of those in there purchased KLIX-AM and FM in 1993. So that's how we wound up with it.
Right.
So, but I know
Kelly had a great
Kelly,
story.
you got a great story
about live TV.
Oh my gosh!
Please tell.
Yeah, I know this might be a little sensitive. But
this is a rather sensitive story.
Make it a G-rated as much as you can.
Watch your language.
We'll give it our best
and
shot.
I'll put my finger on the delay here, just in case.
Good idea.
We were talking about live radio and live TV, and years and years ago, we were talking Holly Hofberg, and Holly had a kids show on what is now KMVT. It was in the afternoons, and they would show cartoons and Western movies, and kids would be invited out to appear on the show, it was a lot of fun for kids everywhere.
It was kind of like a local Art Linkletter show.
It was,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Holly always had some unusual guest. And one day, he had invited this old guy called Sundance, who had a museum up in Bliss.
Yes.
And among other things, he had a big bear,
Yeah.
a big brown bear, and he had this chimpanzee. And this particular day, he brought the chimpanzee to the show. And Holly almost always had his 2 young children on the show.
Right.
Happy 2 and his
Melanie.
daughter, Melody.
Melody.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of hard to explain without crossing that, fine line.
Try.
But at some point in the show, and this was live, we were on the air, the monkey showed, for lack of a better word, a sexual interest in Holly's daughter. And she was maybe 6, 7 years old
right.
at the time.
Holy cow.
And the monkey all of a sudden leapt on her. And the poor girl was just terrified.
I'll bet.
She was
I'll
screaming, and Holly was trying to pull the monkey off of her. And the Sundance, the way he controlled the monkey, he packed a revolver with blanks in it, and he started shooting the monkey. The phones in the building went absolutely nuts. All these old ladies calling, "You can't shoot that monkey." And every time he would fire a shot, the monkey would leap in the air and do a somersault. And he'd come back down on the poor girl. And it was bizarre. The director was so shocked, he just let it go over the air. And the phones rang, and people were running into the studio to try to stop this whole thing. It was nuts.
How did they stop the monkey?
Let's not go there.
I don't really remember how that thing finally got under control. But the monkey, every time Sundance would shoot at it, it would leap in the air and do a somersault. It was bizarre. Absolutely bizarre.
Oh, wow. They
Is that the end of having animals on live TV?
They
I
pray.
think that probably brought it to a quick halt.
They pray for stuff like that
I know,
now.
isn't
That's
that true?
that's great television.
It is.
Oh, Maury Povich would love it.
Yeah.
That would have like a 300 million hits on YouTube. Could you
holy
imagine? Oh my gosh.
We got a caller. Well, they gave up. Sorry.
Hopefully that's not the girl who said that was me that the monkey was jumping on.
Melody Lynn, no, bless her heart, she hasn't been the same since. But other than that,
She never dated again.
oh
She
my
never got
gosh.
married.
Yeah, she's a great gal. Yeah.
I know Holly Jr. I think isn't he up in the Meridian area?
He is happy
Okay.
to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. He's up there with his family, and Melody Lynn and her family live near the Chalice area, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
We hadn't gotten together, all of us kids, for about 30 years, and got together here about 3 years ago. It was
Oh,
really
wow.
fun. So.
Very
Does she
cool.
ever talk about that?
No, I don't recall that. We try not to bring up that story.
That's hilarious.
7360300. Top story. You're on the air. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Uh-oh. Sounds like we got that cell phone issue.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm going to switch over to here and try this one. Top story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, I just kind of tuned in. I'm sorry, but what's gonna Bill Collar? You say it's gonna take your place, Kelly?
Yeah, Bill Colley.
Bill Colley.
Oh, Collie. Okay.
Yes.
Well, and I'll be going as well.
Oh, you're going too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll just
Well,
be Bill.
Okay, so it's just gonna be Bill?
Yep, just be Bill.
Really?
Believe
So,
me, he's got big
Boy,
enough
that's
shoes
good.
to
How
fill.
come you're leaving, Jill?
Well, they decided to just change the format, so that's
Really?
why. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's too bad. Okay, I guess that's kind of what I wanted to know. I'm gonna miss you, Kelly. I think. What year did you start? Now?
I started in 1969.
Oh, 69. But see, when I was in grade school, it seemed like it was in the 70s, though, that my mom would listen to you every morning. I woke up to you, and at that time I was going, God, who is this guy? But you know what? I've grown to love you, man, and
Well,
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
miss you.
I appreciate that, and thanks for
All
being
right,
a fan
guys.
all these years.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, well,
Appreciate
thank you,
it.
and see you guys later.
Okay, very
bye-bye.
good. All right. Well, let's see. As long as it's ringing, top story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just want to say I'm going to miss both of you also. And I want to pat Jill on the back, mostly, for all the things that you do for this community, Jill.
Oh, well, thank you.
That is the truth.
And I know you're a well-deserved winner of the Extra Mile Award.
Oh, thank you.
And you came in the paper last Sunday with the representing the
Rotary Club.
The Rotary, and helping out with Anything's Possible in the Valley House.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if people would just do 1% of what you do, this community would be probably the best place in the United States to live.
Oh, well, aren't you sweet?
Which
Thank
it probably
you.
is anyway, but it would be even better.
Right.
Well, thank you so much.
And Kelly, I have something that you might like to do now that you're going to have some spare time.
Okay.
And there used to be the Jerome German Band, and they used to play at the Kiwanis Oktoberfest event, and they just got old and various things. And I know you're getting up there too, but you could be like the director and play a little accordion, play a little keyboard, and you could be called the Valley House Bavarian Band and raise money for them and other things. And Doug Mon can help you. And I think if you got musicians from CSI and the high schools and some citizens in the area that would like to get involved, I think you would be a champion like Jill.
Oh.
Well,
thank you so much. So
I'm
sweet of you.
I'm gonna finally try to learn how to play my banjo, and then I'll see if I can't work
Good deal.
on something like that.
I'll accompany you on the harmonica.
There you go. All right, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
7360300 was the number to call here this morning on Top Story. Welcome back. And the word of the day brought to you by the folks at Happy Landing Restaurant, which I will be visiting tomorrow. Because tomorrow, even though it's New Year's Day,
they're open on New Year's Day.
They're going to be open, and a group
Just
of us.
special for you?
It might be. We are special enough, I think.
I
mean, it's this little group from
Well,
our
it's
ham radio
Thursday.
club. We meet out there at noon on Thursdays and have lunch.
So if anyone wants to know where the elusive Kelly Klaas is,
Yeah, I'll be at the Happy Landing Restaurant.
on Thursdays at noon for
And if you're a
lunch.
newcomer and you've never eaten at the Happy Landing Restaurant at the airport, and you tell them you heard about it with Kelly and Jill, and I don't know if this will be good past today or not. So you might have to get out there today and get her done.
You have to go
But
get
anyway,
pie today, Doug.
yeah.
Kelly,
Yeah,
go
there
on.
you go.
Go get a free
Okay.
piece of pie now.
And if
Penny
you
and I will go right out.
buy a
Excuse
drink
me,
or a
I
meal.
just walked in the door. What am I doing with you?
You're going to get some pie with Doug at the Happy
Okay.
Landing Restaurant.
Yeah.
Just follow me.
A free
I
piece?
won't lead you astray.
Oh, yeah, right.
A free piece
okay.
of homemade pie.
A free piece of homemade pie. Is it
Yeah.
sugar-free? Okay.
Who cares?
Oh, my
Okay.
gosh.
Well, I'm
I don't
sorry.
Doug,
think
you're
so.
not a
Hey,
chimpanzee
on
in
a
disguise,
personal
are you?
note,
Yes.
speaking of Jill, and this is what I commented to.
Can I do the word of the day?
We have to do the
I'm
word of the
sorry.
day
That's
first.
okay, Penny. You're
What's the
you're
word
fine.
of the
You're
day?
fine. Well,
We're going to find out now.
the word of the day is what's today? Wednesday? Be happy.
HAPPY.
Yep.
Okay.
Happy.
And the $100 word. I'm sorry. The yesterday's winning name is Tom Bay.
Tom Bay,
Yeah.
congratulations.
And then the word for today is happy. So if you're
Happy.
listening tomorrow, and go to our website, newsradio1310.com.
You threw
I have
'em
to
off.
do this
Sorry, hun.
in
I'm
my
so
routine, or I get all messed up. Our website, newsradio1310.com. Click on word of the day. Type in happy.
Okay.
All right. Listen tomorrow. If you hear your name tomorrow, you played the word today, you win $100.
Okay.
Okay.
We got that out finally.
Okay, real quick, I just wanted to make a quick statement on a very personal and serious note to Jill.
Aw.
I ran into a bit of a health scare the front part of this year and had to make some major adjustments very quickly. And I've always been grateful to Jill. We've been friends ever since, but I mean, we were friends before then.
Yeah.
But
Thanks.
let me rephrase that. But she helped me a lot. And
thank
I'm so
you.
grateful to you for that.
Oh,
And
thanks.
changed my life, and so grateful. So God
Oh,
bless
well,
you for
thanks,
that.
Penny.
Yeah.
And you've
Yeah.
done a great job. You've
Yes,
done it.
I've worked
I
at
know.
it day at a time, for
Very
sure.
cool.
I have a great story to tell. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a caller here, and I think this one is my wife, so I don't know what's going to happen
Oh, I
here.
love her.
I know, I do too. Top story, good morning.
Good morning, dear.
Oh,
Hi,
hi, hon.
Connie.
Hi. Well, First of all, I just want to thank Jill immensely for saving our marriage.
That is the truth, right, Connie?
As many people may not know, even though my husband is what I call a redneck conservative, I am a liberal.
Yes, you are. God bless you.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, those things that we have decided we cannot discuss at home if we want to have a peaceful living arrangement, sometimes I do let loose with how I really feel. I think Kelly has been able to take it out on Jill all these years.
He has, Connie.
Yeah, believe me, I have.
And I haven't gotten an anniversary card or anything.
Yeah.
I have saved your marriage.
So we've decided we're going to have to go to lunch with you at least once a month so that he can still...
You can yell at me and you can sit there. Nice. That's a great idea. Now, thank you very much. I joke about that with him all the time because he says stuff to me he wouldn't dare think to say back to you.
Well, thank you, Jill. And then, Penny,
yes, darling.
I just want to let you know that I will keep supplying Christmas goodies.
Praise God. That's all I've got to say. I'm telling you, she is a cook. She made me the most beautiful wreath that brought me to tears for Christmas. And God bless you. I just love that. It was beautiful. And the food here has been awesome. And we will miss Kelly, but by golly, we're really going to miss you. I'm just saying, please don't forget us. Yeah.
And then I just want Kelly to know, dear, your honeydew list is waiting.
I know.
Connie, he might show back up at the station on Monday.
Yeah, right. Please take me back. I just can't do those honeydews.
He's like, oh my God, you're killing me.
Okay, love you all.
Love you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Connie.
All right.
I know, it's funny.
She's a great gal.
Yeah, she really is.
Really.
Very, very smart, very intelligent.
Very
in spite of the fact that she's a liberal. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right.
She has my sympathies. I only have to deal with you 2 hours a day.
That's right. Yeah, she has to deal with me 22 hours a day.
I know.
Well, not that much, I guess. I've been working.
I know.
Now it will be, though.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, we just have a short period of time till the next break, so let's... Whoops.
Oh, come on, hang on.
Okay, let's try this one. Top story, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Jill and Kelly. Dan Olmstead.
Hi, Dan.
Olmstead, how are you?
Hi,
Great.
Dan.
Congratulations, Kelly.
Thank you, sir.
You also, Jill. Thinking back on what you folks have been talking about this morning, I was also on the Happy Holly Hoffberg show.
Everybody was, Dan.
And driving a tractor out on the farm all those years, I listened to Keep Radio. That's what I did. So I'm thinking that except for maybe Jill and Brad, you have a real antique show going there this morning.
That's the case. That is the truth. Well, and Kelly Carlson, who's here, even predated me. He started to Keep in 1962.
Yeah, I really creak.
Yeah, he does. He's rusting around the edges.
Well, anyway, I was Jill's first friend when she came to Twin Falls, and if she hadn't met me, she'd probably pack up and gone back to Boston or wherever she came from.
That's right. That's
so
true.
So you can thank me for that, Kelly.
Thank you.
That's true, actually, Dan, and you still are my friend. So
absolutely.
Thank you, Dan, for calling in.
And even though we don't always agree, Jill, and congratulations.
Hang tight, Dan. We got to go to a break. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay, we are back. We got a lot of territory to cover here in a short period of time. I've got another story I got to tell, but I wanted to tell you about the folks at Clearwater Power Equipment, how they have the Husqvarna and Echo chainsaws. And so if you got some money for Christmas, guys or gals, and you need a new chainsaw, that's the place to go. That's all they do. They just sell power equipment. They don't sell lumber. They don't sell appliances. They don't sell weed stuff. It's just power equipment. And then they're where General Building Supply used to be.
How long ago was that? Because there's all these references. Like, we might have some new people in town who don't know where General Supply used to be. It's like Bill's new.
It's right down the street from the old Wonder Bread store.
Right, exactly. Remember that?
That's right. That's at 252 Washington Street or 734-7767.
For those of us who are antique, thank you, Dan Olmstead.
Yeah, exactly. Dan Olmstead.
I didn't mean to hang up on Dan. Actually, I didn't. I just potted him down, but he hung up. But I know he wasn't quite finished when
he's a
I had
busy
to go
man.
to a break.
Well, he's buying lunch for us next week.
There you go.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
We
You're
appreciate
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
I have a story to tell on Kelly Carlson. My son sent me a text and reminded me of it. For a period of time back in the 80s, I farmed, and then I came back to radio. And when I came back, Kelly Carlson was here he did a show and did engineering and stuff.
Right.
And back then we put stuff that we did on cart.
Yes.
And then we had a special drawer with a cart machine that you pull it out. You'd put your cart machine and put it back in.
Oh my gosh.
Well, one night I came here in the late afternoon, did my stuff on the cart, and I noticed that the cart drawer had been pulled clear in, which usually it doesn't. They just kind of left it out. But I went ahead and grabbed a hold of it and pulled it out like a drawer. It was just like a drawer.
Right.
And there was an explosion. An explosion, not a
Explosion.
pop or anything. It was an explosion.
Explosion.
Yes, and all I saw was a flash, a white flash before my eyes. I couldn't figure out what in the world I had done. All I was doing was pulling the drawer out so I could put my cart in. Well, Kelly had taken some sort of military explosive device and wired it to it so that when I pulled on it, that pulled the wires and blew.
Was it April Fool's or something?
I don't think, no.
Oh,
He just did that stuff.
Just a regular day.
Just a normal day.
That's right.
Oh,
Nothing unusual.
Kelly was quite a practical joker.
Yeah.
Of course, Kelly was one who started the fire, too. So maybe
Right.
you like those explosions things, huh? Huh, Kelly?
There
you go.
We got two Kellys. Make sure you got the right one.
Yeah.
Kelly
We're trying
Carlson.
that. Okay, we got another caller.
Okay.
Top story, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Dave Wright from Kimberly Nurseries. with
Dave
some more
Wright, how
good
are
news
you?
in the Magic Valley.
Yes, indeed. How are you, Dave?
Oh, I'm doing excellent. How are you?
Great.
I'm okay.
Yeah, all right. Well, we just thought we'd give you a call here. You and I both have something in common, I think. We both have a face for radio.
Yes. I know. Radio has saved me over the years, I'll tell you.
I remember when I first started dating this hot little chick that worked out at the radio station and went in there and got to meet all these famous people I'd heard on the air all this time. But I met the famous Kelly Klaas. And,
yes.
and I remember taking her away from all that fame and fortune to take a less glamorous, less paying job with me.
I don't know about less paying, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have traded,
Could there have been anything less than this?
Yeah, that has to be pretty bad
I
when it's less
know.
paying than radio.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know how cheap I am.
I do.
Anyway, but from one redneck conservative to another, I wish you well. And
Thank you, sir.
You too as well, Jill. And,
Thank you.
I got a lady here who probably wants to say hello as well. So
All right,
just one
very
second.
good.
All right, take care.
I'm gonna
Thanks,
go
Ed.
ahead and introduce this lady because she worked. I don't remember the years, but when I first came back in the '80s, she was on the air. She was the sweetheart of the radio.
Oh.
Back then, is Sherry Kessler. So, hello,
What?
Sherry. I'll bet that's you.
Other
right?
than Penny?
It is.
How are
Hi,
you?
Sherry.
Hi, Joe. Oh, I just wanted to say congratulations, and I'll have a lot of good memories from hanging out at the fair with you and all the True Value Country showdowns we were at.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know, and Brad, you know, hiring him in high school and working with him.
Yep.
That's been a little while.
You are the one that hired him, right?
I am.
Yeah. See there? Small world, isn't it?
Small world.
And Penny now is our sales rep out here for us. So
And we've been friends for a long time.
many years.
Yes. Mhm.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I just
Can't beat that.
wanted to say hi and congratulations, and
Thank you.
you know, keep your Kleenexes handy because that very last moment is not going to be an easy one for you.
Well, thanks, Sherry.
Thanks, Sherry. And it was really good to talk to you and Dave, and thank you very much.
Thanks
and
for calling in.
I have to say, there were some postings on Facebook before I was doing the show, and it kind of got to the point where I thought, I'm going to have to wait until after the show to read these, otherwise I'm not going to make
We
it to
know
the
that
show.
you're just a teddy bear.
I
You
have
are.
that rough exterior, but deep down inside,
That rough voice.
I'm just a
You are a teddy.
just a
You're a big
teddy
old
bear.
teddy bear.
We'll be right back.
Good story.
7360300 is the number to call. We are back here, almost the final segment of the final show with Kelly and Jill. Now,
That's it.
Bill Cawley will be taking over Friday as host of Top Story.
For both of us.
He's a great guy, so give him your best, and I'm sure he'll take it to the next level. But this will be right now our last breaking news story.
Well, sort of.
From Benito
actually,
Baeza.
I've got word that from the president has signed an executive order that he has rescinded your retirement, Kelly. It looks like you'll have to be at work on Monday, and as you as well, Jill. So I think you'll have to stick around.
Bill. Sorry, buddy.
No, I just wanted to say that it's been great working with you guys. It's been just a little more than 2 years, and I wish it was more. Really, I've really enjoyed
appreciate it.
And I have to mention that you intimidated me. You're still intimidating me.
Oh, come on.
But when I first came here, I was so intimidated by you, Kelly, that I wasn't sure about working here. I wasn't worried about anything else. But I'm like,
wow.
I have to work with Kelly Klaas, and oh my gosh, Kelly Klaas is Kelly Klaas. But once I got here, I really enjoyed working with you, and you're not the person everybody makes you out to be on the air. You're worse. No. It's been great.
He's a big teddy bear.
And it's been great working with you, Jill. I'm glad you're here and
Thank
have
you.
been here. And you always, bring a good balance to the story and the show. You do a great for our community. We're glad to have you in our community.
Oh, thanks, Benito.
I mean, you do more than Death by Chocolate and the Ice Cream Social. There's a lot more that you do that people don't see. And
that's right.
Well,
and your food is amazing. So I really think if you're looking for a job, you should open up a little restaurant. I would eat there.
The vegan restaurant.
Doesn't he? Yeah, well,
Jill
thank you,
Skeem's
Benito.
vegan restaurant.
If not a little trailer, a little
name.
taco truck. Jill's taco truck. Something like that. But
wow.
It's
Jill's
been great.
vegan tacos.
I've gone somewhere, yes.
So,
that would
thank
be
you so much.
Well,
I don't want to take
you, Benito.
more time from Doug, so here you go. Jug.
Benito, it's been great
I'm not
working with
shook
you,
up.
and I wish you the best, buddy.
Thanks, Benito.
Thank you.
Doug has a story about how he and I actually met.
Oh, my goodness.
Doug Mon. Everybody knows Doug Mon.
Yeah, everybody.
He has the second best voice in the valley.
No.
Because clearly Kelly said his was the better one. So go, Doug.
Well, this goes back to when we had competing 7 to midnight shows. You were on KEEP. I was on KTFI doing Souvenirs in Sound.
Oh, I remember
Yes,
that.
sir.
Yes.
No way.
And, I came over from Buell because I was a senior in high school at the time, just like you were.
Yeah.
And I knew about you, and I knew that you were the real star and that everybody who was awake was listening to you, and I had already put them to sleep. And so I had to get back to Buell. And I had to work this 7 to midnight shift. I wasn't able to sign off until about 12:15 or so. Well, let me digress just a little bit here. And Kelly Carlson, correct me if I'm wrong, but KTFI was an EBS station, which, if anything went wrong, and help me out here, a signal went out to all the other stations.
True.
All
That's
right.
True.
So, in other words,
it was the control station.
The control station. I need to know the vernacular here, and I didn't really know that at the time. And so here I was on this powerhouse signal. Oh, and everybody signed off. By the way, there wasn't really a 24-hour station, except where Wolfman Jack.
That's right. And
broadcast
KOMA
from.
in Oklahoma City.
Right. So sign-off was kind of an important thing, but I didn't know this. And I thought, hey, you know what? It's about 1:45 midnight. I'm not going to stay here until 12:15. I've really got to get home because I've got school tomorrow.
Oh, my
goodness. And how about if I just sign this baby off early?
No way.
Well, I did. And next thing I know, the phone is ringing. Is it my program director? No. Is it my general manager? No. It's Kelly Klaas from Keep Radio, because in signing off early, I had tripped your alarm on the emergency broadcast system, and you were pretty sure that something was wrong. So I pick up the phone.
I was sure the Russians were headed our way.
Exactly, yes. This was what turned you into the conservative that you are today, because you were sure that the Russians were here.
Exactly.
That's right.
So I pick up the phone, and you said, "Hi, is this Doug Mon?" And I said, "Yeah, who's this?" And this is Kelly Klaas over at Keep Radio. And I thought, oh, really? I'm talking to Kelly Klaas.
Wow.
And I thought, well, that's awfully nice of him to call because, he's a star and I'm just doing this show. And you said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "What's wrong? I don't." And he said, "You just triggered my emergency broadcast system." And that's where you schooled me in the art of not trying to get away with signing off KTFI early. And as it turns out, then my program director did hear about that and said, we don't do that because you ended up sending out this alert, and then we've got to explain that. But anyway, that's how I got to know the great Kelly Klaas.
And then he said, "Oh, do you want to make a request?"
Yeah, right.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, we got time for about one more call if we have one.
Yeah, let's see. There's nobody there, but what about here? Top story. You are on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. Congratulations on your long, really successful show, and welcome Mr. Tully to the show. And I was going to say, you mentioned the banjo and harmonica a while ago. I was going to say, there's two instruments in the world that will really, really run people off fast if they're not played properly, and that is the banjo and the harmonica.
No question about it.
Well, we've got you guys for that. Yeah.
And I know. I've been trying to learn the harmonica, and I scare a lot of people off, so I have to do it in a private room somewhere where nobody can hear.
I hear you.
This is Joe. I'm the guy that hangs off the Pine Bridge with my video cam a lot.
Oh, okay.
Hey, how
Very
are you?
cool.
Doing great. Doing very, very good. And
well, thanks for listening.
I thought that you and Kelly might make good voiceover people for video sometime in the future.
Absolutely.
Call us,
I have my
please.
own voiceover studio, so that's what I'm going to do.
Well, fabulous. Well, I may be getting a hold of you later because I have lots of plans for a lot more video in the future.
Very cool.
Well, great.
I'll be there.
This is a secret. We're working on a base jumping TV video program for next summer, so got a lot of stuff in the works here. So it would be interesting when you get really good at that banjo. I like the video you playing that. So.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
That's probably going to be a while. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a difficult instrument. So, okay. Congratulations on a long show and a very successful show. And welcome, Mr. Colley, to the program. So
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. You too. You're probably wondering where the Huckabee report is.
Yeah, we're over.
I just decided I'm going to take Huckabee's time this morning.
No, sir. No way.
What are they going to do? Fire me?
I know. If I had a dime for every time you said that in the last 6 months. Oh, yeah.
I know. It's like, this is our last segment ever. So,
I know.
So Huckabee can wait.
Okay, good. If I'd known we could do that, I would have petitioned long ago.
Right.
My goodness, the power you have, Mr. Klaas.
So, and I just have to be fair. Yes, I do voiceover stuff, but so does Doug Mon. Doug Mon's done some great stuff. Kelly Carlson has been doing voiceover for years, so I want to give everybody.
And if you need a woman's voice, I can start doing voiceover.
And
Why
Jill
not?
Can start.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
I've done a couple commercials.
Penny, you've probably done voiceover stuff. I know you've done many ads, so there you go. When you got something.
And we're available for hire.
Yes,
yeah,
we are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Any of us, just call us.
That's
we're glad
right.
to. We like to work.
Right.
Old or not, we still like to work.
And we're a cheap date,
And
too.
we're really cheap. Yeah.
Weddings and burgers.
Oh, Doug Mon pulls out a $5 bill. Okay, well we're.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Get a room, you guys.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
I'm gonna take another call before this sinks deeper. Top story. You are on the air. Good morning.
Hi, Papa.
Well, hi.
Oh.
How are you?
Good. Congratulations on your retirement. Now you can spend more time with me.
Oh,
I know.
nice.
I can. Is this Drew?
What?
Is this Drew or Jacob? You both sound the same on the phone. I'm sorry.
Jacob.
Okay,
Jacob. Hi, Jacob. This is Jill.
Hi, Jill.
In fact, Jacob, I'm going to be over to pick you up here in a while, and we're going to go see Grandpa, okay?
I know.
Okay.
Oh, good.
All right. I'll see you in a while.
Okay.
Okay. Love you.
Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Evidence that Kelly really does want to spend time with his family. Yeah. They always say that. I want to spend more time with my family, and they don't.
Jacob is 11, Drew is 12, and they both sound the same on the phone. So, I always have to ask.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
And my daughter and wife sound the same. So
hopefully, I'm sure Tracy's listening. So hi, Tracy.
Yeah,
you gonna call in too? Come on, call in, Tracy. We just cut out Huckabee, so we got some time.
That's right. Top story. You are on the air. Good morning.
Well, good morning. This is Jim, your favorite lunch mate.
Jim.
Jim, how are you?
We're fine here. I just wanted to call up and say how happy I am for you for the retirement, how sad I am for us out here, and poor Mr. Colley, he's got some big shoes to fill.
Aww.
I don't know. What size shoes you wear, Bill?
15.
15. I don't know. That's bigger than mine.
You guys definitely caused calamity here because,
I'm the Republican, Frank's the Democrat, but I'm a true sibling, so when he starts siding with Kelly, I have to start siding with Jill. And
I know, and I love that, Jim. I love that.
Argue with my sibling and stand up.
That's right.
But you guys, this has been a great run. It's been my favorite radio program, and like I said before, I listened to radio from the time I was a little kid, Wolfman Jack and KOMA.
Yeah.
And I'm going to miss this program, but I'm going to give Mr. Colley a good try.
There you go.
Okay,
well, I'm sure you won't be
nice.
disappointed.
Maybe I'll be having lunch with him, huh?
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to continue that, but you're such a winner, Jim. My gosh.
No kidding. Hey,
3
thanks
times.
for calling. We do appreciate it.
We've enjoyed you. Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed. All right, got another call here. Top story, you were on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Keith Ramsey calling from Burley. Congratulations,
hi,
Kelly,
Keith.
for your retirement, and
hi,
Jill
Keith.
for putting up with Kelly.
Thank you.
I do want to bring back in the times of past and one of the first commercials I heard on KLIX when I was a little boy. And it went like this. Have you ever gone a-fishing on a hot summer day, sitting on the bank when the bank gave away with the money in your pocket and the prices that are best? Did you catch the biggest fish in the KLIX contest?
Oh, wow. I remember
Ramsey.
that.
Do you know Keith? Keith
I don't know Keith, but
I love him. Keith, God bless you for doing that this morning. Thank you. He owns Ramsey's Heating and Electric in Burley. He's a friend of mine, and he's been a fan of yours forever in KLIX Radio, so God bless you for calling in.
Well, thanks,
Thank
Keith,
you
for
so much
calling
for
in.
all you've done. We've enjoyed your station. Thanks, and enjoy your retirement.